Hi, I'm Paddycake, and this is my best friend, Brent. We've been besties for a while now, and one of the things we bonded over was our shared love of Madlibs. On Christmas a few years ago, Brent pitched the idea to me to create a show where we use AI art to accentuate the humor of Madlibs. 3 weeks later, we started filming, and we haven't stopped since. Through this project, we hope to share our weird humor and to highlight both the unexpected beauty and complete absurdity of AI-generated art. Welcome to MidJourney Madlibs. Hello, my darlings, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new, please come in and make yourself at home. My name is Paddycake. Welcome to Paddycake Games and another episode of MidJourney Madlibs. And with me, as always, is my best friend and my co-host, Brent. How you doing? I know you're frustrated, but don't be frustrated. It's all gonna be okay.
Oh, just a little bit.
It's all gonna be okay.
Frustrating when technical things don't do what they're supposed to.
Yep, I know. But you know what? We're gonna persevere. We're gonna get through it. And you guys know how this works. We send each other Madlibs. We send each other the answers to go into those Madlibs. We then take those Madlibs. We run them through MidJourney. We create art. We get together. We show it to each other, and we laugh. And that's the show. And we hope you like it. And if you do like it, look down below the video and click on the like button. That's just for that purpose. And then right next to it is also a subscribe button, and that'll really be cool if you click on that as well. It certainly helps out the channel. And if you want to be super thorough, you can click the notification bell. That lets you know when new videos get posted to the channel. And you can also look at the description of the video, and there's a link to a Discord. Come and join the Discord. We have a great growing community of really cool people that like the channel, so come and hang out with us, and we'd love to meet you all. But it's Monday, and that means Brent is going first. And I am both intrigued and horrified with the idea of Ed Hardy talking about my dream person, because he's known for making skulls, as we can see here.
I probably should have just said an entire page of skulls. But as you know, my Madlib is Meet Your Dream Person, and so we're going to give you some possible dating advice. I'm not quite sure. We'll find out in a minute. But first, let's tell you about Ed Hardy. Ed Hardy, born Don Ed Hardy on January 5th, 1945, is an American tattoo artist and painter known for his pioneering work in the tattoo industry and his influence on popular culture through his distinctive artistic style. Hardy's art combines traditional American tattoo aesthetics with Japanese tattoo artistry, creating a unique fusion that has left his distinctive mark on both the tattoo world and mainstream fashion. Hardy was born in Costa Mesa, California, and showed an early interest in art. He graduated from the San Francisco Art Institute with a Bachelor of Fine Arts degree in printmaking. Although he was trained in traditional fine arts, his passion for tattooing led him down a different path. Hardy was heavily influenced by Sailor Jerry Collins, a renowned tattoo artist known for his bold, colorful designs and traditional American tattoo style. In the early 1970s, Hardy traveled to Japan to study with master tattoo artist Horihide. The experience profoundly influenced his work, leading him to incorporate Japanese aesthetics, motifs, and techniques into his tattoos. Hardy's style is characterized by its bold lines, vibrant colors, and intricate designs that blend Western and Eastern tattoo traditions. Common themes in his work include dragons, tigers, roses, skulls, and other iconic tattoo imagery rendered with a meticulous attention to detail. In the late 1980s, Hardy expanded his artistic endeavors beyond tattooing. He began creating paintings, prints, and other artworks that reflected his unique aesthetic. In 2004, fashion designer Christian Audigier approached Hardy to license his artwork for a line of clothing and accessories. The Ed Hardy brand quickly became a global phenomenon, known for its bold tattoo-inspired designs. The brand's success brought Hardy's artwork to a broader audience, cementing his status as a cultural icon. Ed Hardy's impact on the tattoo industry and popular culture is immense. He helped elevate tattooing from a subcultural practice to a respected art form. His innovative blending of American and Japanese tattoo styles has influenced countless tattoo artists worldwide. Moreover, his venture into fashion demonstrated the versatility and broad appeal of tattoo art, inspiring other artists to explore new mediums and audiences. So now enjoy my Madlib in the style of Ed Hardy. So, we're going to meet our dream person together. Well, actually, no, this is more of an advertisement. If you are desirous of making new spacesuits or meeting some abhorrent people, This is not starting well.
No, it's not. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, certainly
gotta-
spacesuits.
I got a lot of spacesuits. I didn't find anyone to be particularly abhorrent, but who knows what's behind that mask?
That's true. We don't know. Maybe so. See that that what's on that mask in the front? That's not actually a reflection. That's what's inside.
Yeah, I thought it was Indonesia, but whatever. Take a few ghouls out of your perky day and answer the following questionnaire.
Well, of course, I gave you the word ghouls, and so of course it's going to give you something Halloweeny. But also, it fits really well with Ed Hardy. With the skulls and everything, you know.
There were all sorts of ghouls of different types, but the reason why I chose this one is because he looked the perkiest.
As you know, as far as skeletons can look, I
mean,
I guess
he could have used some braces in life, but I mean, he does look
definitely.
perky. In less time than it takes to blink a lung, your life will be changed forcefully by your aggressive answers.
Oh my. Okay. Is this like a political statement about smoking?
I'm not sure. I got some lungs, so I'm like, you know what?
It's like they're made out of smoke. Which is interesting. And we'll just not worry about the fact that she only has 3 fingers on one of her hands. It looks like she's suffering from stigmata on one of them as well.
Do you ever confide in a sleepy friend that you are a lonely crystal?
Aw, it's a very lonely crystal. Oh,
And there's your
what's up with
sleepy
her
friend.
Foot hand. What's up with her foot hand? Is she a harpy?
Oh, I don't know.
She has a foot hand.
I didn't notice that before, and now my beautiful artwork has gone to crap.
I mean, it's pretty otherwise, if it wasn't for that
like-
foot hand. It's very pretty.
If we could just kind of like cover the bottom a little. Oh yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, so there we go. There we go. No problem. There's no problem with this picture whatsoever.
Are you too shy and orange to approach a stranger and say, yakety smackety? Yes. I think I am.
I probably would be. I love how Smackety ended up on the wall.
Yeah, we got yakety and smackety and
Oh, and they're on the floor and on the ground too. Yakety and Smackety on the ground. I wonder if that's their names. It's the new comedy duo, Yakety Smackety, Yakety and Smackety.
would you rather stay at home and fill your television than go out on a blind funeral? That seems like such a weird way to go on a date. Hey, yeah, could you come to my aunt's funeral? I have someone that is going to be your date. What? I got some provocative TV pictures here for sure, but I think this was my favorite.
That's cool.
Yeah, there was
I
just
like
something about it that I really dug. It kind of pulled into the aesthetic. Interestingly enough, there aren't really any. I expected to get just nothing but tattoos. Like everything would just be like on skin, but I didn't get anything like that. Now there are people with tattoos in the stuff, but there's no like actual like looks like tattoos on
Tattoo
people.
art. Yeah, which is what he's mostly known for.
If you answered yes to any of these questions, you have taken one giant nose toward meeting the person of your bowls of celery. There's just something about this weird picture.
Like I picture this is like the weird aunt that's trying to get the kid to eat celery. So she makes it like this. She's like, I'm gonna come through the celery forest.
But of course, this is you trying to meet the person of your bowls of celery.
Oh yeah, because that's. Well, I guess that's a way to meet somebody. Stick your head into their celery and make weird faces at them.
To make this a reality, mail the enclosed, self-addressed, postage-paid taco to us immediately.
Oh wow. So I hope that's done with like edible food dye, because otherwise they've ruined a perfectly good taco.
Well, they have to mail it anyway, so they can't eat it.
Oh, that's true.
Unless you'd rather keep cosplaying some bad haircuts.
Well, he's certainly succeeding in that endeavor.
Is that Johnny Bravo?
Oh, gosh. But, I mean, I love the shirt has, like, the stars on it, and it's a weird fabric. So it's like he's cosplaying a character, but he still has a bad haircut. There's nothing we can do about that.
It's just Johnny Bravo, except for he's not wearing a signature black shirt.
That's true.
Or puncturing with your 9 French poodles. Wow, I hate to see the other 5.
Well, right. The other 5 are probably just as elaborate. Oh my god, you know what this is? This is the Mean Girls as dogs.
Oh, but which one is Regina? Is it the one with the poof on top, or is it the one with the ornamentation there?
You're going to have to be more specific than poof on top and ornamentation, because they all fit that category.
True story. And it appears that one of these poodles, the one on the bottom, might be shaved, but we're not done. Because we're done, but we're not done. Here we go. This is take a few ghouls out of your perky day and answer the following questionnaire.
How very Tim Burton.
Do you ever confide in a sleepy friend that you are a lonely crystal?
Oh, she looks lonely. She's crying and everything.
Or is she the sleepy friend?
Well, yeah, she looks like she's kind of sleepy. I don't know, but she's crying. Why would the sleepy friend be crying? Unless she's just yawning a lot. Are
you too shy and orange to approach a stranger and say yakety smackety? I know that this cute person in the foreground is very orange, but it looks like the shy one is her in the back.
Yeah, I agree. The back looks like they're afraid to approach and actually say something.
Or puncturing with your 9 French poodles. And so apparently this was a different interpretation of French poodles.
Yeah, these are French. Well, we don't know if they're French. They're not poodles.
And neither are these.
No, those are lambs. Okay. That's interesting.
And a bunny.
It doesn't look anything like Ed Hardy either.
No, it was just
it is
too
a bunny
weird
at the bottom. Well, actually, it's like a combination of a bunny and a goat. Its face is very goat-like.
It does a bit.
Bunny-like.
And it's got those little floppy ears. But it's a goat. And that is it.
That was great.
I don't know if you want to send your self-addressed prepaid taco to them, because I'm not sure I want to meet any of the people that they could possibly hook me up with.
No, probably not. They'd probably all be devoid of skin.
Perhaps Meet Your Nightmare Person would have been a better episode name for this one.
Very true. Speaking of meeting our nightmares, I hear Lady Shablagoo is going to give us another scary story.
Yes.
And now, Southern Fried Scary Tales with Lady Shablagoo.
Hi, y'all. I'm back, and I'm quite sure you have questions, and I'm equally sure that I can provide you with answers. Maybe we can find out just what happened to our young narrator from last week. Well, you heard him mention it looked like a werewolf, and that's sort of what it was, but with a French twist. No, not that sort of French twist. But wouldn't a werewolf with a French twist be a sight to behold for sure? Oh, that's quite lovely. Moving on, darlings. In France, that sort of creature was called a loup-garou, which basically means a shapeshifter who turns into a wolf. The legend followed the French colonists to the New World, specifically the Acadia province of New France, which included present-day Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island, and parts of Maine. When the British took over the territory, many Acadians continued to resist English rule and were eventually deported from Canada or simply fled to French-held Louisiana. And they brought the loup-garou with them. Over time, the unique patois of French in the Acadiana region changed the pronunciation to rougarou. And I suppose I don't need to explain to you what a werewolf is, but the rougarou legend has a few variations. To become a rougarou, a person usually has to commit a sin great enough to be cursed, which might attract the rougarou to them and pass the curse to them by drawing their blood. Another method is said to break the Lent for 7 years in a row. Boy, I'm sure I'm glad my family are Methodist. Others say that a witch or voodoo priestess could curse a man to become a rougarou. Some sources say that once the curse is passed to another, or 101 days go by, the cursed man is free. Another way to be free of the curse is for someone to draw the blood of a rougarou without being injured in return. And finally, once a person has been bitten or scratched by the rougarou, if they don't tell anybody for a year and a day, they will be free of the curse. The rougarou hunts the swamps and caden fields of southern Louisiana, and may be found in the outskirts of New Orleans. It seems to be driven to punish those who sin or break Lent. Good thing it never gets to Bourbon Street. My. But whatever happened to Jack?
My Nung Maurice came by the next morning and took me for a ride in his truck and told me what I was now, or rather what I'd become if I told anybody. A rougarou. He said he didn't know it was me when the final hunt came upon him, and he'd not locked his jail properly. It was an old boxcar he'd repurposed to keep him from hunting anybody when he was home, he'd explained. The rest of the time he was offshore on the oil platform. He worked day shifts, and his buddies locked him in a padded metal room at night. His 101st day was already past, so he thought he was safe. He let down his guard, and that's how the rougarou curse passed to me. I resolved I'd never tell a soul until my senior prom was over. And so I didn't. I didn't even think about it no more, really, until Lent. That's when things went wrong. A few days after I went to my senior prom with Jeanette again, I was with my younger brother and older sister at a family barbecue, and they were teasing me about how crazy bossy I had been the entire 40 days after Mardi Gras, about not breaking Lent, when everybody knows I always forgot and accidentally, or even sometimes on purpose, broke Lent. And then I yelled at them, "Yeah, because I didn't want you to get attacked by the rougarou and become one like what happened to me." They stared at me in shock. My brother, who was a horror buff and a cryptozoa, you know, those mythical monster people, whispered, "How long ago?" "Last year," I said nonchalantly. This time he repeated it louder. "How long ago?" "A couple of nights after prom, remember? When my screen got torn thin." "Jack, you're not supposed to tell for a year, and..." "I'm safe. It was 3 days after prom last year. This is 5 days after prom." They both backed away from me a little bit. "What?"
Jack, your eyes turned red just now.
My sister choked out. My brother whispered,
It was a week earlier this year, Jack. It hasn't been a year and a day.
and then I felt a hand on my shoulder, and I heard my nunk say, "Y'all don't say anything about this. I mean it. Not one word. Now get. I got this." He spun me around. "Damn it, boy. You was almost there. Go grab some clothes and get over to my place. I'll see you in 10 minutes. Terrified my eyes might change again, I raced inside and stuffed clean clothes into my backpack and ran out the front door before anyone else could see me. I trotted down the long gravel driveway that connected our house to the highway until I got to the fork that leads to Nunk's river house. He was standing next to the big green boxcar that he called his jail. "Most nights you'll be fine. You'll wake up and know you slept all night." The jail had 2 parts. The front was like a pretty normal bedroom. That's where I'd sleep most nights. But for the nights I'd change, there was a door that led to the back. As soon as a rougarou opened it and passed through, another steel door would drop down, and he'd be trapped in a reinforced padded room with a large stake that had been used as bait. I changed twice before graduation. Nong Marie showed me a video of the first time. I deleted it after I watched it. I'm planning on going to Tulane to study geology in the fall. The 101st day is a week before classes start. I'm doing a summer internship on Nunk's offshore platform. He said his old padded room is already ready for me. But nobody really sends out there when the Rougaroos are around.
Well, I wish Jack all the best. Hopefully no cruise ships. That's too close to that oil platform. Bye, y'all. Bon voyage.
Well, that was certainly interesting. Thank you for that story, Lady Shablagoo, but it is now my turn to share my Madlib with the world. My Madlib tonight is called Smash It! And it's in the style of Maurice Sendak. Maurice Bernard Sendak was an American author and illustrator of children's books. He became most widely known for his book, Where the Wild Things Are, first published in 1963. Sendak was born in Brooklyn, New York to Polish Jewish immigrants. Sendak described his childhood as a terrible situation due to the death of members of his extended family during the Holocaust, which introduced him to the concept of mortality at a very young age. His love of books began when, as a child, he developed health issues and was confined to his bed. When he was 12 years old, he decided to become an illustrator after watching Walt Disney's film Fantasia. One of his first professional commissions when he was 20 years old was to create window displays for the toy store F.A.O. Schwartz. Sendak gained international acclaim after writing and illustrating Where the Wild Things Are. It features Max, a boy who rages against his mother for being sent to bed without any supper. The book's depictions of fanged monsters concerned some parents when it was first published, as his characters were somewhat grotesque in appearance. Sendak later recounted the reaction of a fan. "A little boy sent me a charming card with a little drawing on it. I loved it. I answer all of my children's letters, sometimes very hastily, but this one I lingered over. I sent him a card, and I drew a picture of a wild thing on it. I wrote, 'Dear Jim, I loved your card.' Then I got a letter back from his mother, and she said, 'Jim loved your card so much he ate it.' That, to me, was one of the highest compliments I've ever received. He didn't care that it was an original Maurice Sendak drawing or anything. He saw it, he loved it, he ate it." His book, In the Night Kitchen, originally issued in 1970, has often been subjected to censorship for its drawings of a young boy prancing naked through the story. The book has been challenged in several U.S. states, including Illinois, New Jersey, Minnesota, and Texas. In the Night Kitchen regularly appears on the American Library Association's lists of frequently challenged and banned books. It was listed number 21 on the 100 most frequently challenged books of 1990 to 1999. In the 1990s, Sendak approached playwright Tony Kushner to write a new English-language version of the Czech composer Hans Krasse's Holocaust opera Brundibar. Kushner wrote the text for Sendak's illustrated book of the same name, which was published in 2003. The book was named one of the New York Times Book Review's 10 Best Illustrated Books of 2003. Sendak mentioned in a September 2008 article in the New York Times that he was gay and had lived with his partner, psychoanalyst Eugene David Glenn, for 50 years before Glenn's death in 2007. Sendak revealed that he had never told his parents. After his partner's death, he donated $1 million to the Jewish Board of Family and Children's Services in his memory. Sendak died at Danbury Hospital in Danbury, Connecticut on May 8, 2012 at age 83 due to complications from a stroke. In accordance with his wishes, his body was cremated and his ashes were scattered at an undisclosed location. The New York Times obituary called Sendak the most important children's book artist of the 20th century, and I would have to agree. Let's celebrate that with a Madlib in the style of Maurice Sendak. It's time for the Battle Royale. There's so much happening.
It does appear
There's so much happening.
there's a lot of things that I don't recognize. A person that might have wings.
Disproportionate people, and yeah, it's just weird. Who's retching today?
That's very where the wild things are.
Mhm.
Sure.
I mean, it's like they might as well just lifted it directly out of the page. It was so much like his style. So let's see what these brawlers can do.
So because it was Maurice Sendak, it keeps giving us animals and monsters.
Pikachu. Pikachu is a Pokemon that resembles a goat. It's so perfectly created a goat Pikachu that I had to choose this one.
But it also like made Pikachu like it's like he's wearing it's a goat wearing Pikachu's skin.
Yes. Which, I mean, it's pretty gross and weird, but yeah, I'm just gonna go with it and say that it's just the way it's supposed to be. But it looks so much like a goat as Pikachu. It just blew me away.
I love it.
He can shoot bolts of electricity from the puce dots on his cheeks.
It's funny because he does have close to puce dots on his cheeks, but not him. It looks like it might be coming out of his ear, and possibly his ear may be like disintegrating.
Well, the one on the right, absolutely, because it's barely there. The one on the left is still
And he needs
pretty intact, but
I would say he needs a comb, but I just realized that's probably just the electricity.
it's probably static, yeah. Protecting his glass is not one of his strong suits. Yeah, I'm protecting my glass.
He seems to be doing a decent job, and he also looks a bit like a mandrill.
Or
sort
a
of.
yeti. He's a yeti, like an abominable snowman. He's even melting like a snowman. Wario can be spunky and gross during battle.
Princess Wario. Didn't expect that.
Yeah,
Wow,
that one made
is
me laugh.
so good.
He's been known to produce stinky mice during a fight. The most interesting thing about this is that they're mice that are fighting, but there's mice that are smaller than them.
And much smaller than their children would be as well.
Right,
probably.
exactly. So does that... If those mice became sentient, would there be mice that were super small, that are smaller than them? It begs the question, how deep does the rabbit hole go?
I guess maybe it's kind of one of those deals where it's like, they're being punished for being vermin all their lives, and now that they're no longer vermin, they have their own vermin.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Beware of his grody strength and his love of grass green coins as he turns to fart on you.
Yeah. It's like, okay. And he looks like he's
Right?
on his face.
It's very mischievous looking.
So I can't tell if he has 3 legs or just one of his legs is not visible. And then he's got a tentacle arm and a prehensile tail.
And the arm and the tail look very similar. So maybe it's not a tail. Maybe it's a tentacle. A furry tentacle. But just the position he was standing in made me laugh. It made me think of like cats when they turn their butt towards you,
Or, yeah, he's marking his territory or something. He marks his territory with farts.
Solid Snake can dive very well, is a dastardly tactician, and is quick like a dragonfly. And
Dun, dun, dun.
apparently his arms
Wow.
are backwards.
Yeah. And what's his name again?
Solid Snake. It's from the Metal Gear series.
Solids. Oh, okay. So it's an actual, not. I didn't put a word in there.
No. That's an actual character. Although this looks more like Guile from Street Fighter than Solid Snake, but I got lots of really great pictures of Solid Snake just, being Solid Snake. Nothing weird. This is the only one that was interesting.
I'm getting a little bit of Contra vibe from him, too.
Yeah, a little bit. Duck Hunt combines the mischievousness of a wampus cat with the screeching skills of a duck.
Oh, boy. I'd much rather deal with that Wampus cat.
It looks very angry.
Yeah, but it looks small.
The screeching skills of a duck. Together, they scramble their enemies softly.
Oh.
Yeah, you say "aw." This is not "aw." This is the top of a chimney, and these two creatures have
It's
all
also-
these children in the chimney, and they're burning them.
Well, there's also a tree.
Yeah, there's also a tree, but the leaves turn into smoke. The top. So, yeah, this is weird. This is one of the really weird ones.
It is definitely weird. That's a giant chimney.
I guess what would you say they are? Are they dogs? I guess they're dogs.
They look wolfish.
Yeah. Pac-Man is super fast, can float frequently, and does it all with a smile. Fast as fast can be.
Really
You'll never catch
scary
me.
Smile.
Looks like he's from the Bendy and the Ink Machine universe.
Yeah, I can see that. But that, like the background is definitely looks very Maurice Sendak.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's an interesting version of Pac-Man.
It's the only one I got that kind of resembled Pac-Man. All right, that is it. Would you like to see some honorable mentions?
Yeah, because I mean, if you had so much trouble figuring out what your favorites are, I'm sure
there's quite a few honorable mentions. So here's the first one. It's time for the Battle Royale.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah, so I want to know about these characters. I feel like this is like a big sister who takes care of her little brother. She's got a big sword. She uses to protect him. This was also, it's time for the Battle Royale. Now, I included this one because, what is this? First of all, what does this look like to you?
It looks sort of like anime.
Yes. Now, are you familiar with the film Battle Royale?
Yes.
Okay. There was a manga.
Takes place in a school, right?
Well, it's basically like Hunger Games. It's like all the underclassmen of the school have to go into this place and they have to try to kill each other.
Yeah.
So there was a manga that was made of Battle Royale based on the novel, and it came out after the film. And it struck me whenever I got this, like, I wonder, because I didn't know, so I wonder if there was ever a manga of Battle Royale. And I looked, and yes, there was. And I think that's where it drew this inspiration, because it looks like manga. Let's see what these brawlers can do.
Oh,
That's big cat. It's a big cat.
it is, but it's fairly proportionate for a big cat. Like, you know, it is anthropomorphized somewhat.
Yeah,
but
because it's standing on.
if it was on all fours, yeah.
This was what was this?
Bad hair cosplay.
You know what? I don't really remember what this one was. Now, what does this look like to you?
Oh yeah, that looks like My Neighbor Totoro.
Exactly. This all looks like Studio Ghibli. And I did not. I asked for Maurice Sendak, and it gave me Studio Ghibli. So I got a little confused on what art style it was trying to do.
Wow, that is really cool.
He's been known to produce stinky mice during a fight.
It looks like Stuart Little though too.
Mm-hmm. But
I'm assuming that this little mouse is the cause of all of this.
Well, he's producing
smoky stuff in the air.
He's producing, because MidJourney usually displays smells as like wisps of smoke or vapor or something, and if he's producing a stinky mouse, then there you go. But it's really literal. He's literally producing a stinky mouse in front of the other one. The other one's like, ugh.
And they're both mice too.
Yes,
I mean,
which is weird.
In both of the photos you had mice with mice.
Yes,
so
which is
curious.
so weird. Duck Hunt combines the mischievous of a wampus cat with the screeching skills of a duck.
That is excellent. I really like that a lot. That's hilarious.
And that is it. That's it for my Maurice Sendak Madlib. So that is going to do it for tonight's episode of MidJourney Madlibs. Thank you guys for coming by and watching the video. Brent, as always, thank you for hosting this with me. It's always a blast.
Yeah, and I think you kind of helped my mood just a bit.
Yeah, good. Maurice Sendak can do that. But we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Make sure you click on like and subscribe before you leave. We'll see you guys on Thursday.
Like and subscribe.
The algorithm demands it.